You and I are about to watch real stories captured right on surveillance cameras, documenting the crushing pain of lovers destroyed by absolute infidelity. This show is dedicated to the loyal and aimed at the liars, hoping to spark a little honesty and virtue. Coming up later on this explosive episode, someone shouted about a whole lot of inappropriateness happening. Mackenzie was crying, told to wipe the tears right off. She snapped back, saying they were perfectly fine. Real reality television, brought directly to you by the private investigators at Cheaters. The cameras roll as host Peter Pankey returns with another epic episode of Cheaters. Let's look at Deonte Prince, a boyfriend, totally confused by his partner's recent actions. He has zero clue why she pulled away. So Deonte hired the team for some answers. He openly admits that the very first time he laid eyes on his girl, her figure was what grabbed his attention right from the start. She is definitely the kind of woman who draws a massive crowd. He claimed they were always intimate behind closed doors, always doing their thing in the bedroom. But then recently he started noticing that she was becoming strangely hesitant, a little apprehensive about being close to him. Highly unusual for her. He insisted the connection was still great when it happened. Always. Just fantastic. They both got exactly what they needed from each other, so he just could not figure out her recent shift in mentality, her shady actions, her strange new mannerisms, and timing. Just all kinds of sketchy red flags everywhere. Mackenzie Covington, age 36, an accountant accused of crunching the numbers with a stranger. Investigators set up shop outside the apartment Deonte shares with her. Agents spotted a totally unknown vehicle arriving moments later. Mackenzie emerged with pep in her step, heading straight for the sedan. A few miles later, the twosome arrived at a discount store. With their masks securely fastened, the cozy couple strolled hand in hand. Inside the cheap apparel emporium, Covington and her mysterious female companion got low in the lace lingerie aisle, taking their sweet time hunting for the perfect pair. Stuffed with frilly fashions, the deceptive duo finally departed. After a brief pursuit, the frolicking friends reached the suspect's apartment. They bid a fond farewell. Deonte recalled she seemed quite distant lately. He noticed her going out much more dressing, just a little bit more provocative. You and I will see where this leads. Listen, he recalled that when they first met, things were different. She was a dedicated accountant back then, playing it entirely straight. He was so used to her acting completely businesslike and extremely focused. She always dressed with class. But ever since she started hitting the town, her whole vibe completely shifted. He noted that he and Mackenzie rarely ever used standard voice phone calls. They barely even texted. It was always FaceTime. Right from the very start of their relationship, that was their usual routine. They always wanted to see each other. Now he was left wondering exactly why she ignored video chats, only answering his calls with those highly suspicious audio-only connections. Let's watch this unfold together. On this day, our surveillance team only waits a short while before spotting her companion. The target from earlier footage is actually Covington's best friend, June Davis. Hidden cameras installed inside by Deonte easily capture Covington. The doorbell rings and round one quickly begins. The eager pair greets each other with some intense, hands-on grappling. Covington continues her physical conditioning, carrying her willing companion to the car. Ready to sweat, these accountability partners finally arrive at the apartment's private gym. Covington eagerly helps Davis perform hip thrusters. She increases the intensity, adding her own body weight to her partner's laugh. With that workout finished, the two besties move on to their glutes. Covington demonstrates exactly how hands-on a truly dedicated spotter can really be. During the investigation, Deonte desperately hoped that his growing suspicions were just total paranoia. A huge part of him simply wanted his fears to be wrong. Sadly, he honestly saw a real long-term future with this specific woman. She had shown him a deep kind of love no other partner ever had before. And naturally, what made it worse was that he remained entirely faithful himself, even though he had other options. So, he kept praying they were fine, just praying they survived. Our cheating investigation team once again monitors the apartment. Inside, hidden cameras catch Covington enjoying some explicit adult entertainment. You and I can clearly see Davis quickly approaching the home, caught right up in the throes of passion. Covington flings her eager companion onto the couch. With adult action playing on the screen, these close buddies take front and center stage. They eagerly reenact the explicit on-screen images, and they create some highly memorable moves of their own, with their wild fantasies finally completely fulfilled. We finally watched Davis emerge alone. The crew confirmed Covington's countless betrayals. The operations team headed back to headquarters, preparing the hard evidence for Deonte. Right after the break, the final confrontation. They packed wild footage documenting Mackenzie's misdeeds. The investigators called Deonte to reveal his grim reality. Washed with intense anxiety, Deonte braced himself for a flood of terrible emotions. Deonte, what is good with you, man? I'm good, brother. How are you doing, man? Everything's good, man. I know you contacted cheaters today. You reached out because you had some suspicions about Mackenzie. Are you ready to check it out? Yeah, I'm ready. So we started the entire investigation. We're outside the crib. You familiar with that? Yeah, that is my crib. Okay, that's Junie right there. Yeah, she is pulling up. They drove the red car to the store. They're holding hands. Holding hands, well, you know, females do hold hands sometimes. I'm just assuming, bro. Yeah, it's nothing yet. Yeah, I agree. Now, on this day of our investigation, June suddenly pops up. She goes inside, runs over, and she straddles him before they leave the apartment. They head out to the gym in your complex. Working out? That's wild to me. Yeah, that is a little handsy. Yeah, getting a little inappropriate. Yeah, we didn't see any men around for either one. It's just them. Let's hear this phone conversation together. Let's see if you remember this. Hello? Hey, what's up? Hey, man, what are you doing? Chillin'. On my way up to the bank. What are you doing? Nothing. Just working out in the gym. Who you with? By myself. Who else would I be with? I don't know, I'm just asking. You good, though? What are we doing today? Just whatever. I'm good. I don't know. I was thinking maybe we can go out or something. We can do that, babe. You all right? Why, you sound breathless. Because I was just lifting weights, babe. I'm out of breath. How far out are you? Maybe about 20 minutes. Okay, I'll go get ready. Then I will go clean and get ready, okay? All right, babe. All right, I love you. Bye. What you and I clearly see is she's with June. Yep, lying and saying she isn't with June. What is there to hide? Why wouldn't she just say, I am with June, right? Yeah, so the writing was on the wall as they got handsy. Now on the day of the investigation, the team waited outside the house, watching adult movies play on the screen. The crew got themselves worked up and ready. Suddenly, there they were on the bed. Putting in that extra work. Seeing all that inappropriate behavior, the boyfriend knew to contact the cheaters team. You and I both know exactly how this show goes. The boyfriend confirmed he was absolutely ready to see it. He was dead serious. They were dealing with another woman. The host warned him to just get answers and not act too crazy over the other woman. He reminded him it was not a guy, and the boyfriend completely understood. They pulled up to the exact location, fully ready to do this thing. Now it was time for some serious action. The crew finally moved in. They confirmed they were ready to go, so here they went, charging right in. Host Peter Pankey from Cheaters called out to Mackenzie. He announced Deonte's arrival. He explained that Deonte had reached out. They played the surveillance footage right there, while a shocked Mackenzie demanded to know why she was on the show. Peter had the answers, explaining that her boyfriend had some serious suspicions about a weapon. He then greeted Junie. The host told her they could talk so the others could finish up. Deonte insisted he would talk to Junie himself to get the full truth. Junie defensively asked what was up, acting like absolutely nothing was good here. Mackenzie yelled that her best friend and her boyfriend were not about to argue for absolutely no reason at all. Exactly. It was time to look closer. Junie claimed the truth was out, accusing Deonte of treating Mackenzie sideways for a while. She boldly stated Mackenzie needed love, so she got it from her instead. Deonte repeatedly told them to leave. He kept urging everyone to just walk away entirely. Junie warned him that he did not have to grab Mackenzie like that. She insisted that she was always completely in the right. Everyone angrily demanded to know what was up. Junie asked why he was being disrespectful and told him to keep his hands off. The arguing continued as they screamed about the disrespect and not touching the damn water. She yelled that she would never do that, questioning his wild overreaction to the situation. Let's listen closely as the host asks an honest question. He pointed out they were dressed up in lingerie, having their own private fun. He joked that Deonte did not want the red velvet cake anymore, despite seeing it. The host finally told everyone to quiet down, so his guy could say his piece. He was just stating the facts. You and I are about to watch this confrontation explode, as he loudly declared that nobody was going to tell him what to do. The dramatic conclusion approaches now. He mentioned pants coming off and highly inappropriate behavior in the apartment, strangely bringing up a red velvet cake that was refused. She refused the cake, and he sternly demanded an explanation. He fired back, stubbornly insisting he would do whatever he wanted without anyone's permission. The host asked for clarification, confirming she was leaving her partner for this new man. Or she could leave with the young man. He threatened to deal with him later, but was quickly warned to stay completely away from her. Everyone agreed he absolutely wasn't going to do that. They tried to keep the peace, refusing to dwell on the threats, while she reminded him of their very first conversation together. She confessed her attraction to women, noting that whenever she suggested finding a female partner, he completely dismissed the idea. He constantly disregarded her feelings and complained, so she took matters into her own hands and simply found another woman herself. It turned out to be her best friend, confirming she had tried bringing another woman into the bedroom a while back. He desperately denied ever hearing about that plan. She called out his nonsense, claiming he only acted out because he was incredibly jealous. The host asked what they actually wanted to do with their relationship. He knew she had to answer, realizing their future wasn't entirely his decision. He nervously brushed off the questions about what they were currently doing. She laughed, confirming he heard her. The other guy demanded an answer, loudly declaring he wasn't someone to be pushed around. She expressed her deep desire for a partner who would be genuinely gentle and loving toward her. He accused her of sneaking around, noting her desire to bring June home. Someone sarcastically suggested they all just kiss and make up right then and there. Let's see what happens as he angrily questions the point. He furiously asked why the cheater's camera crew was brought out if she wasn't actually committed. She snapped back, exposing the truth. He had been incredibly sneaky and dishonest this whole time. He warned him against touching. He yelled at him not to touch his mama like that. He refused to be touched, warning Deonte that they were about to have a massive problem. The security team reminded Deonte that he was asking for serious trouble. Deonte was repeatedly warned to keep his hands to himself. The men got uncomfortably close, loudly claiming nobody actually cared about these unfaithful women. The confrontation stalled as he stumbled over his aggressive words. Security stepped in firmly, insisting they could not fight here. Someone told him to dry his tears and back off. The stern warnings continued as the crew tried keeping them apart. They claimed everything was fine, while still aggressively commanding personal space. He smugly insisted both women wanted him. He brushed it off, claiming he wasn't sweating her rejection at all. She made it crystal clear she definitely didn't want that. She simply agreed. He arrogantly bragged that all the women out there really wanted him. He told the guys they were good. He dodged a hand, suggesting they could just talk instead. Let's watch this wrap up as he dares his rival to make a final move. He stepped up, demanding to know the guy's next move. He asked if letting him go meant he'd strike a woman feeling threatened. That was the aggressive energy radiating from him. He shrugged it off, loudly insisting that she would ultimately end up coming right back to him anyway. He bluntly told the other man it was finished, and he could finally leave. He claimed she was his queen. He threatened to fight. He pointed out she clearly wanted absolutely nothing to do with him. He aggressively reminded the rival he had already visited his house and knew the layout. He kept pushing, repeating that the intruder was perfectly familiar with his home already. He taunted him, claiming he even knew what his couch looked like. The rival played dumb, brushing him off and claiming he had absolutely no idea. He demanded they step aside to talk privately. She refused, questioning his sudden motives. He urged her to get away from the entire crowd. He asked if she wanted a relationship, and the other man confidently agreed. The rival explained they were casually hooking up. The rival pointed out this explosive scene proved everything she had complained about. He revealed she had been secretly venting to him about everything. She claimed the boyfriend was constantly paranoid that she was cheating with other men. Let's pause and unpack this messy drama together. The rival admitted understanding the boyfriend's anger, but heavily questioned his completely uncalled-for aggression. The boyfriend snapped back with a vulgar insult. She finally spoke up, insisting she had already warned him beforehand. She confessed that she was wrong to stray, but firmly blamed him for constantly ignoring her wants and needs. She admitted her dishonesty, but dropped a massive bombshell. The other person wasn't a guy. She was seeing another woman. The furious boyfriend raged that gender didn't matter to him at all. Right before the rival shockingly accused him of laying his hands on her, she hesitated, then confirmed the dark truth. The rival exposed his violent history of striking her. The terrifying revelation sparked pure disgust everywhere. She cried out, rejecting the endless abuse. The rival refused to abandon her, mocking the boyfriend for acting incredibly defensive and sensitive. The rival told him to face the harsh truth and just walk away entirely. The boyfriend desperately argued that he had every single right to speak to his girlfriend. The rival shut him down, insisting true honesty was entirely missing here. She questioned what actually happened when she attempted true honesty. She angrily accused him of constantly belittling her and turning dangerously aggressive every single time. She screamed that his toxic rage destroyed her honesty, while he frustratingly played entirely dumb. The boyfriend snapped, declaring the relationship was officially and permanently over. He desperately tried saving face, brushing off the cheating scandal, as if everything was fine. They bickered bitterly as he realized he was losing absolutely everything. He challenged her to flaunt the new lover feeling, completely humiliated and ruthlessly attacked. He screamed for her to take the woman and just go home. Let's just head home. Today, you and I are watching Deonte take this chaotic situation way too far. He brushed the woman off, acting entirely unbothered. Tempers flared instantly as someone warned they might all end up jailed. Tension between the men skyrocketed. Orders were barked to enter the car. The drama was escalating fast. He bragged that both women would crash at his place. He coldly justified his behavior, insisting some women naturally deserve to be treated with sheer disrespect. But a concerned bystander quickly stepped up to defend her. They warned him that hitting a woman was completely unacceptable. The aggressor fired back, claiming he would fight a man just as quickly without any hesitation. He made a dark promise to fight. He boldly challenged the other guy to throw down anywhere. The rival stood his ground, refusing to be intimidated or treated with even an ounce of disrespect. He dared the violent instigator to make a move. He openly welcomed the fight, demanding all the smoke. The first guy laughed it off, boasting that he practically lived for this kind of chaos. The angry men just bickered endlessly. Threats of gunfire were exchanged, but the rival just laughed, doubting the man even possessed a deadly weapon. Stick with me. We are revisiting an explosive cheating scandal from the archives. The victim remembered uncovering all that utterly devastating evidence. Watching the private investigator's surveillance tapes simply confirmed the terrible heartbreak she already harbored deep down inside. With the fiery showdown over, Deonte was left to process his completely shattered romantic relationship. Later in the broadcast, the true extent of his emotional wreckage is fully laid bare. But now meet a past client. The unforgettable Hayes returns to the studio to reflect on her chaotic experience, exposing her unfaithful partner. She was speechless. She explained that catching her boyfriend red-handed with the other woman was an absolutely gut-wrenching moment. The brutal reality check hit her incredibly hard the second she reviewed that surveillance footage. The undeniable proof, captured on the detective's hidden camera tapes, left her feeling totally and completely blindsided. At the same time, the heartbreaking footage simply confirmed what her gut instincts had been screaming all along. The ambush caught the cheating boyfriend completely off guard. He stammered nervously, visibly panicking. She demanded answers, sarcastically, wishing him a happy Valentine's Day. He stood frozen. The host quickly stepped in to confront him. They calmly approached, demanding answers to several very uncomfortable, lingering questions. The investigator introduced himself as the show's host. Looking back later, his unbelievably arrogant reaction only added fuel to the fire, leaving her even more intensely furious. Instead of apologizing, the unfaithful boyfriend actually laughed it off before cowardly sprinting away. He bolted in a panic, locking himself safely inside a nearby building. Let's think about this together. She could not fathom how he treated their relationship like a meaningless game. She demanded his return. She fiercely ordered him back outside to face the consequences of his ultimate betrayal. You and I have to wonder how he got away with this. They shouted for him to return. He had completely locked that door. They called him a total coward. A massive crowd gathered out there, just watching him hide behind that locked door. He was just sitting right there. He sat completely frozen inside while the camera crew grabbed a shot. They ordered him to open up, even threatening him with pepper spray and tear gas. The tension spiked as warnings flew to keep their hands off each other. They insisted on finishing their lunch, promising there would be no physical violence. They urged him out to finish lunch, swearing that the security team was ready. After the messy confrontation, she was absolutely furious. She ignored his desperate, non-stop begging calls. Instead, she went out partying with her friends to blow off some steam. She threw a massive reality check party, a real waiting to exhale moment. She ended up having a great Valentine's Day, while he spent the entire night calling. Who knows if he called the other woman, but he definitely spent his Valentines alone. They loudly questioned his manhood. He wanted lunch, but she made sure to take that burger for herself. She claimed his burger throwing out a sarcastic Valentine's thank you. She gathered the ladies. They finally walked away. When it comes to relationships right now, she is not looking for anything serious. She is planning to pack her bags for a Miami trip. She wants to pull a Stella and finally get her groove back. She plans to hang out, meet some completely new friends, and stay in touch. She will see what happens. She refuses to rush into anything serious. Let's see how Deonte Prince tries to downplay his violent outbursts now that he has cooled off. Because of a recent road rage incident, local authorities have forced Deonte into a mandatory court-ordered anger management program. Let's look closer, hoping to shed light on her actions. Mackenzie Covington tells the cheater's crew. She insisted she never meant to hurt him, but found something amazing. She hopes Deonte can work through his issues and eventually find a love like hers. Excited about her brand new relationship, a very hopeful Mackenzie stated that she plans to be completely open and true to herself this time around. June Davis remained entirely unavailable for comment. Now remember, if you do not get your programming directly from Goldstein's, we will both lose money.